Don't nobody fall in love faster than somebody with nowhere to stay.
Then comes marriage. Having a miscarriage, I felt less than the one.
They told us that he was the blueprint, the loyal husband, the patient husband, the real black man who stayed down while his wife was locked up. For years, images of Papoose and Remy Ma was sold almost like cultural scripture within black media spaces. Not just a relationship, a symbol of loyalty, redemption, black love surviving the impossible. And maybe that's exactly why this current situation involving Claressa Shields feels so psychologically jarring to people. Because the disconnect is very loud now, deafening even. The question that people are starting to ask is, was the relationship authentic or was the relationship strategic? And that's where this gets deeper than gossip. It's your girl Nyla, and I'm back with another video. Welcome back to the Vibers, the Blue Heart Gang. And if you're just getting here for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click those notification bells so that you can know every time I go live or when I do another upload. Because now we are in a relationship and yeah, we got to get into this bullshit.
I'd never been married. I'd never been to a wedding. I had never seen any representation of what it should look like in real life as opposed to what I saw on television or read in books and stories. You?
Yeah, for me it's a lot different. I remember growing up as a child, there were pictures of my mother and my father's wedding on the wall. And, you know, my pops had on a white suit, jerry curl, my mother had on a white dress. And I'm talking about, as a little kid, I always remembered, and I always said to myself, wow, one day I want to have a wife. One day I want to have a wedding. So it's important and it's very useful for your children to see that. And I grew up, my parents were married my whole life. We all lived in the same household. So it was one of my dreams to eventually meet the right person and get married.
So that's why I was fighting with you to wear that white suit that whole time at our wedding? Oh, I was so mad about that. He wanted to look like the milkman so bad. Oh my gosh, it was like pulling teeth with this guy. That's where the white suit thing came from. I just learned that today. I was 30 years old when I found that out.
Nah,
I did not understand why he wouldn't get this white suit. I have to wear the white suit. Why, sir? Why? Now I gotta talk to my father-in-law. It's all your fault.
At least I didn't get the jerry curl.
Bro.
Yeah, Pat used to come see me literally every single day, so I was chilling. I was like,
so he came up every day? Every visit?
For the first year, he came literally every single day. When you're in a match, you have a visit every day, except for it alters on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So literally
every
the first
day.
year,
How
he
far
came
is
every day.
Stafford Hills from?
It's about 45 to an hour, depending on traffic.
So he was running up there every day, like coming up there.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it got to a point where I had to tell him, like, yo, like, I'm good. I'm all right. Like, and I guess, like, he believed it, that was all right. And I was like, he was like, all right, cool. And then he'll come, like, a little bit less. He'll come, like, 3 times a week. Or, like, you know, but it still seemed like he was there a lot. I spoke to him literally every day. I don't think a day went by unless I was locked that I didn't speak to him on the phone every day.
When you first got locked up, you and Pat wasn't married yet?
No.
So did you know that he was going to be there and stand up the way he stood up?
No. What? I didn't know.
No, I'm just saying.
What do you think made him like such a good support system to you? Like, why did he, on his end, like, why do you think he stood by you like that?
I mean, if I had to take a guess, I'm fire. Yeah. I mean, if I
Who better? Like, even in this circumstance, like, who better?
Yeah.
Now, if I had to take a guess, I would say that one of the reasons why he held her down was because he was extremely image conscious, calculated even. And I think people need to stop looking at this situation emotionally and start looking at it strategically. Because when you do that, a very different picture starts to emerge.
And first, why do you think they chose you?
I'll let you answer, love.
I knew you was going to pitch it to me. You know, we felt like we both definitely covered the hip-hop section. It doesn't get, more hip-hop on the female side is Remy and the male side is Papoose.
My husband helped me get to how I am because he comes from a home where his mom and his dad are married. Especially in this industry, they make it seem like guys have to have a whole slew of girls and females. You have to appear available at all times. We came to the conclusion, like, that's just something that they brainwash us into thinking so that we'll just continue to be minorities or continue to have broken homes.
My wife made me a better man because she enabled me to be an example for other men to be loyal, faithful, and she kind of brought the best out of me.
With the marriage rates being exactly what they are, which is trash in the Black community, people wanted to believe in this story. Scratch that. People needed to believe in this story. We wanted to see Black love survive hardship. We wanted to see loyalty. We wanted to see a man stand beside his woman through the fire and not abandon her when things got ugly. We'd already seen Black women standing next to Black men as they did their prison bids. We've heard of the sisters holding the Negroes down and all this kind of stuff. But this was absolutely different. It is something that we needed to see. And because of that collective desire, we brought this narrative hook, line, and sinker. I mean, why wouldn't we? Remy Ma was backing him publicly. We heard the prison stories. We heard about the visits. We heard about the letters. We heard about all of the devotion. The mythology practically built itself. And in a culture starving for stable examples of Black marriage, that kind of story becomes bigger than the individuals involved. It becomes symbolic. But here's where it gets a little bit deeper, because if we really slow down and analyze this thing intentionally, Remy herself has been dropping clues for years.
When I woke up one day and got tired of taking care of people and protecting them and maintaining their image, that's when everybody was mad. That's when everybody was pissed off. That's when I didn't want a manager anymore. When I didn't want somebody taking 20% out of my check and I still pay all the bills anymore. When I decided that I didn't like being guilt tripped. Oh, I was there when nobody else was there. That's the type of people that gets preyed on. Hold on, Miss Jackson 780. I'm not butthurt. I'm the one that said, hey, please leave. Why are we doing this? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, y'all believed me when I said, this is the most amazing person ever in the whole world. That's why y'all think that, because y'all didn't see it. I'm lying. I did stupid shit like, hey, look at my new truck. It's a push gift. I bought that. So I did do some shit to put the sauce on it. But that's what you're supposed to do when you love somebody and you're in a relationship. You make them see like they're bigger than what they are. You understand? But when that is then becomes an entitlement and people start saying like, well, I was there when nobody else was there. Yeah and no. I did a lot. From there. It don't take much to fucking pay for shit.
Little comments, little energy shifts, little moments where it felt like she was saying more than she could actually say.
You have some people have people capitalize and use it both. But there's this other particular group of people that they don't get it. I don't care how nice you are, how spiritual, lyrical, put them all together. Like, when you get to the point and it's not creating income, it's not creating revenue, you're in your 40s, maybe 50s, and it is not hit. Like now, what are you doing? Sometimes when it comes to those people, they don't know how to take it. Like you see how you like, yo, it's 1A, 1B, because you have the option to have that. Joe has the option to sit here on his couch. He can go through Iran. He can go sit in up NYC. He can go worry about some other property shit he got going on. And then if he decides to have one of the biggest producers in the game that happens to be our brother send him something, he goes to the studio, then he can. He can do it as he chooses. Some people, they don't have that liberty. He's really in that studio every day, every night, trying to make a hit, hoping that it change their life. And some people's life is just never going to change.
And mind you, we're going to get deeper into what really landed Remy behind bars in another episode, because in my opinion, there are parts of that story that still don't fully add up publicly, especially when people keep asking, why would she allegedly throw everything away over something so small? Why would she risk her career, her future, her family, and her freedom? And then over the years, whispers start to circulate that Papoose may have allegedly played a bigger role in instigating situations behind the scene, and people believe that he might have had a bigger part than what people initially realized. Now listen, I'm not saying this to remove any accountability from Remy, because she did her time and she handled her consequences, but what I am saying is this. What if part of the reason he leaned so hard into the faithful husband role afterwards was because he had to? What if that public loyalty campaign was not just for love, but guilt management? Think about that. What if, in some way, shape, or form, Remy took one for the team? And if that's true, hypothetically, then suddenly the prison visits, the speeches about Black love, the devotion, the constant public support, it starts looking a little different psychologically. Not necessarily fake, but absolutely strategic. Because one thing about calculated people is that they understand narrative protection. And what better narrative protection exists than the husband who stood by his incarcerated wife? That story made him untouchable for years.
When I had to fight baby mothers at mother-in-law's houses on Thanksgiving, I knew that girl wasn't lying about what she was saying was going on while I was saying. I knew she wasn't lying. I just was mad. I knew she wasn't lying, though. If we keeping it a bean, I knew she wasn't lying. But what I don't like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm chilling. Well, I know he's telling you over there, right? Who called who babe? No. Nobody called nobody babe. Be clear. When did I say babe? Y'all don't even start on that. Basically, that's what I said. But y'all didn't know about the fights that I had to fight baby mothers on Thanksgiving, right? In niggas' houses. Y'all don't know about, because I'm not no corny ass bitch. That's why. Oh, she's this. She's a narcissist. She's a cheater.
She's been straight miserable. You can't keep your legs closed, Rem.
She's a this. You saying he not bringing nothing to the net, but he's sitting there allowing someone else to bring it to the net. That's what he's doing.
All right, well, first, if anybody on here been following when everybody learned about me and Pat from December, I will start by saying that we were private for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I really was enjoying our private relationship, and I enjoy our relationship now. But I just find it so crazy that a lot of y'all owe me an apology. Who I know it's a couple haters on here, whatever, some fans too. But anybody that was on here, if you had, once my number got leaked by Remy Ma in December, if any of y'all text my phone, called my phone, you called me a side chick, y'all was calling me a homewrecker, just for her to come out today and tell y'all what I had already told y'all, that she had a boyfriend for 2-3 years, and y'all was coming at me, disrespecting me, wondering why I didn't respond. You damn right. I was promoting my movie and I was promoting my fight. I was not about to get into something that, one, why y'all asking me, oh, why you doing all this over this woman, husband, and all this bullshit? When I'm like, bro, we been together. We go to sleep on the phone all the time. We freaking talk on the phone all day. We be together in person. So for me to be getting called all these different names and the truth finally comes out, is crazy. Now that the truth is out, don't even give me no apology. Get your damn ticket to your fight July 26th. That's the only way you can apologize to me. Everybody that was texting me, when my number was leaked, who was making videos about me just lying, talking about some, oh, what y'all be saying? What do these haters be saying? I don't even want to give them too much recognition. All this, oh, I wasn't raised right. I got low self-esteem. I got this. I got that. I ain't got no low self-esteem. Nothing. I'm a bad, fly, rich ass bitch.
That's what he's doing. I have a problem with that. I'm trying to be amicable, and do mediation, do this. Now I don't care. Like, haven't cared. I don't care. Like, there's always going to be some type of, I try to maintain some decorum, some level of respect. Like, how am I refusing to anything? I can literally, right here, call my lawyer right now. Call my lawyer right now. Right now.
Which brings me to what I believe is a deeper issue. Identity parasitism. And that is the tendency for someone to attach themselves to the spotlight, energy, influence, or even the mythology of another person in order to elevate, stabilize themselves psychologically, socially, emotionally, or even financially. In simpler terms, borrowed spotlight syndrome. Some people don't know how to generate their own gravity, so they attach themselves to people who already have it. And when you look at the pattern, it starts to feel less like coincidence and more like a system. Attached to a powerful woman, emotionally embed yourself, become part of their story, absorb their spotlight, build moral credibility through them, then slowly reshape the narrative around yourself. And that's why this Claressa situation is making people so uncomfortable, because now people are starting to wonder whether this was ever just about love at all, or whether love was simply the vehicle used to secure relevance, image protection, emotional supply, and access to power. Now that is where the conversation is going to start to get dangerous. Let's get into his psychology. So this part of the video is simply laying down the framework of the psychology behind what we are seeing and why we're seeing this. And again, this is not a diagnosis. This is literally a pattern, okay, that we see that literally is consistent with a certain framework within psychology. So I'm not diagnosing Pap. I'm just saying I see a pattern. Let's get into it. And if you don't want to get into the psychology and you want to fast forward through the video, go ahead. But we're just going to go ahead and lay down what exactly this psychological framework is. So typically, people with this kind of psychology will attach themselves to highly visible, talented, and emotionally expressive partners, right? And we definitely see that with Claressa Shields, right? And they do this because they lack a stable internal identity, they crave relevance, and they derive their status through proximity rather than through creation. Now, Pap is a creative because I can't take away what he's done in the rap game, albeit he's never been extremely successful with it, but I won't deny his talent. He is a creative, right? But he's never gotten the relevance that he actually craved and desired. And so that is kind of what would put him in a position to want to kind of basically leech off of somebody else's rising star. In psychology, what he's doing can resemble narcissistic supply seeking, identity diffusion, opportunistic attachment, or parasitic relational dynamics. This partner literally will become a brand extension, emotional fuel source, or social elevator, and a reputation shield. This is something that we absolutely saw happen with the Black Love branding, which is why there's a lot of confusion surrounding who was right and who was wrong in this situation. And I'm not saying that Remy is completely innocent, by no means. But what I am saying is that it is very clear that we can see the pattern of him using her and now Claressa as a social elevator and to shield his reputation. So instead of building their own mythology, they merge themselves into the mythology of powerful women. That's why these men gravitate towards women who are already built, already there, already established, and they carry around this quote unquote builder energy, if you know what I mean. This woman for him becomes his therapist, his PR machine, his emotional regulator, a financial cushion even. And that's something that Remy has been quite open about. So here's where it gets interesting, right? Because once her glow stabilizes him, he either is going to resent her power, compete with her, or he's going to cheat to regain ego dominance, or he's going to drain her emotionally until she no longer serves the fantasy. That's what we're watching right now happen between Remy and Pap. By the time that Papoose got with Remy, she was already that girl. Let's stop acting confused. Remy Ma was already respected in hip hop culture. She had records, she had visibility, she had charisma. She even had cosigns. She had a presence that people naturally gravitated toward. Whether people liked her or not, she was already cemented, okay? Meanwhile, Papoose was respected lyrically in underground spaces, yes, but mainstream, not so much. A lot of people today still cannot name a major hit record from him without Googling it because it does not exist. Yes, he's been featured on some good shit, but it's never his shit. And that's not hate, that's just reality. So in my opinion, he saw in Remy exactly what everybody else saw. He saw star power, but unlike everybody else, he attached himself to it. And this is where it gets psychologically interesting because some people do not enter relationships looking for love first. They look for positioning. They look for alignment. They look for access. They look for identity enhancement. And if you think about it, the loyal husband who stayed with his woman through prison became one of the most powerful branding narratives in hip hop culture. It gave him sympathy, credibility, moral authority, emotional leverage, and cultural protection. But why?
When men do some shit, man, women stand up for they stand up from all mountains of the earth. They stand up. Oh, why would he do this? Why would he do it? But we ain't heard nothing about what happened to Papoose. We don't hear shit about that. Ain't nobody standing up for Papoose saying, oh man, we sorry that shit happened to you. Shawty did you dirty. We ain't hearing none of that shit, my nigga. We ain't hearing none of that shit. Because ain't nobody trying to stand up. And they talking about the black woman is the most unprotected person on the earth when dying daily. Is dying daily. Is dying daily, my.
I'll tell you why. Because the bar is in fucking hell. Because standing by your wife when she's going through should be the standard and not the exception. Why was it thought to be exceptional, him standing by his vows, outside of the fact that the community literally is trash when it comes to marriage, and needing a woman to further and grow your image and the thought of you being a decent human being is literally par for the course. These men cannot elevate without it. And often what we're going to be looking at is a man that is lackluster, that doesn't have many accomplishments of his own, and literally can't even make it a lot of the times without that woman. His success is seen through her success and her accomplishments and never his own. So because of the Black Love branding, Papoose became more than a rapper. He became an archetype. Black love, the stand-up husband, the faithful man, the one who stayed. That image elevated him culturally in ways that music could never. And now looking back, people are starting to ask the uncomfortable questions. Was that devotion fully genuine? Or was this part of an investment strategy? Because what happens after the woman comes home? That's where the things start getting shaky. Now suddenly we hear about cheating allegations, physical abuse allegations, emotional manipulation, public humiliation, and complete image inconsistencies.
Police footage, the camera, when everything went left 2 days before my daughter's 6th birthday, of him trying to kick my window in because I was in that car with his phone like this. Sending because I'm not a bitch that go through niggas' phones. You understand? My phone gets gone through all the time. Imagine remodeling your kitchen, spending about $150,000 by yourself, remodeling your kitchen. And the workers keep coming, you showing you little recording devices that was hidden everywhere. Like, what?
And now, with Claressa Shields, people are noticing another pattern entirely. This is a powerful woman with status, slowly appearing more emotionally chaotic, socially awkward, defensive, and identity shifted. The deeper the attachment becomes, her identity is shifting into something crazy.
And I got a good man. Yeah, talk to me. Talk to me. You still broke. You still broke. And don't be letting everybody think that, oh, just because they posting up on Facebook that they making money. Some of these hoes is just miserable and sad.
And y'all know I'm not lying. That's why it's very uncomfortable, because if your public identity is built on protecting Black women, uplifting Black love, and standing beside strong women, but every single woman attached to you eventually seems emotionally destabilized while your image remains intact, baby, you ain't fooling nobody but them. because people should naturally start to wonder who is actually benefiting from these relationships the most. Let's get into the mess, because watching the situation with Claressa as she rebuilds his image, because let's be clear, now that the smoke has dried up and everything is starting to stabilize around them a little bit, we're starting to get used to the fact that he's with Claressa and Remy's now single. People are starting to see what's really happening. And what we're starting to see is that she is saying stuff like, you know, he's paying my bills, he's doing this, he's doing that. She is working overtime to brand that love just like Remy did. But the thing about it is, it's already looking like she doesn't have the stamina or the wherewithal to pull it off. So sis is gonna flop really soon, trust. Some people don't know how to generate their own gravity, so they attached themselves to people who have it already. And when you look at his pattern, it's starting to feel less like a coincidence and more like a system. Attach to a powerful woman, emotionally embed yourself, become part of their story, absorb their spotlight, build moral credibility through them, okay? Understand that all of his moral credibility comes from his relationships with women that he cheats on and that he needs to fucking survive. Then he gets to slowly reshape the narrative around you. And that's why this Claressa situation is not going to end well, because people are starting to wonder whether it was ever love at all, or was she simply just a vehicle used to secure relevance and image protection, emotional supply, and access to power. It's obvious to us at this point. Bottom line is this. When Papoose got with Remy Ma, he did not have that kind of mainstream motion that she had. Let's just be honest about it. He may have had respect in underground circles lyrically, but culturally, commercially, visibility-wise, Remy was the one with the star power. She was the one with the hits. She was the one already cemented into hip-hop culture. She had the charisma, the celebrity, the personality, the attention, all of it. And Papoose simply had proximity to her celebrity. And then whatever happened surrounding that altercation with her friend changed the entire trajectory of both of their lives. Now, again, we're going to revisit the case later, because the more I hear, the more it sounds like Remy may not have been the original catalyst in that situation. Allegedly, there are people implying that Papoose may have played a larger role in escalating tensions behind the scenes, and it is what it is. But what's interesting is a lot of people also believe in this current situation with Alicia Baumgartner, okay? Because listen, we're talking about a system here, y'all. People are saying that he actually engineered that situation between Alicia and Claressa. Who knows? But regardless of what happened, what came after all of this is what matters psychologically. Because once Remy became incarcerated, Pap found the perfect lane. He was a devoted Black husband. And what made it so effective is that he wasn't doing something extraordinary, right? He was doing what a husband is supposed to do. But because stable, visible examples of Black marriage and loyalty are so rare in media, the culture elevated him into sainthood for simply standing beside his wife publicly. And baby, he understood that. He understood that so much that it became his identity. Not rapper, not mogul, not businessman, not hitmaker. Good husband. Black love. That was the brand. The problem is, according to Remy herself, and years of rumors and allegations, the reality behind the scenes did not fully match the image. We've got accusations of infidelity, rumors of outside children, gambling problems, financial instability, spending her money while she was incarcerated, and allegedly her returning home to far less than what she expected. And what's interesting is this. What independent success have we actually seen from him that was not directly attached to a powerful woman? That's the question people are quietly beginning to ask, because now fast forward to Claressa Shields, and the pattern again appears to repeat itself. Now she is publicly saying Pap is the reason she's winning. Pap is the cheat code. Pap knows everything. Whatever Pap says goes. And psychologically, that's important because it positions him once again as the architect behind a powerful woman's success. That role feeds something. Now, to be fair, yeah, he may genuinely be helping her secure opportunities, the wrestling angle, the branding shifts, whatever this cross-market visibility that she's got going on there. It may be strategic, right? But they're probably more financially because it doesn't seem that he cares about the long-term legacy stuff because he hasn't done a good job of building his own yet. But the issue that people are noticing is that while he may be helping monetize her visibility, he also appears to be attaching himself to another woman with immense public momentum. And the public is watching Claressa's image become so chaotic in real time. All these awkward interactions, emotional outbursts, all these weird ass mimicry, all the shit that she's doing, desperation for validation. And people are beginning to wonder, does he psychologically feed off becoming emotionally central to women who already possess power? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Some people don't want to be the star. They want access to the star's energy. Again, that's that identity parasitism. The borrowed spotlight syndrome. The ability to elevate yourself through attachment while maintaining plausible deniability because technically you're supporting the person. And if that framework is true, then no, he's not going to leave in the middle of her rise. Why would he? Not while the cameras are rolling, not while the attention is flowing, not while the opportunities are increasing and the emotional dependency is strengthening. Because if the pattern is what people suspect it is, then this relationship itself becomes a resource. And that is why this conversation has people so disturbed. Because it forces people to ask, were we watching Black Love or were we watching one of the most successful image campaigns in hip-hop relationship history? So again, peep the play. Now he's the perfect boyfriend to Claressa Shields. She's given him credit for everything. History is repeating itself.
In what ways has Papoose brought you peace?
It's like he has some experience over me as far as in like how long he's been here. So I'm being honored tonight and I'm making big deals in my career and I'm doing all this stuff, but it's like he's done it already. So when it's like I'm making decisions or having to figure things out, I can always come to him. It's almost like he's a cheat code almost. He's been like helping direct my life. And even when it comes like to people, if somebody is disloyal to me or somebody hurt me, he like cut him off. Like once I cut him off, he don't want to hear about me no more.
That's not New York in you.
Yeah, it's like, nah, dude, we ain't doing that. He like my superhero. If something go wrong, Pap is right there to fix it. Like, don't worry, I got it. And he really be having it.
Now remember, our girl Remy already told us that he actually feeds off of the isolation. That's how she kind of got tripped up because he was removing people from her life. But that's what narcissists do.
Was right. You don't talk to the people. You don't talk to your mother. You don't talk to your friends. You don't go to outside people. You keep everything here. And I did that because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. But at this point, I don't got to do that no more. But I'm such a real motherfucker, right? I'm such a real motherfucker. Even when I fall out with somebody. If me and you was cool and you told me some shit when we was cool, that shit good is locked in a safe with me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't fuck with that bitch no more. Let me tell you how many abortions she got. Let me tell you who she was. That's corny. That's corny. I have the papers. For the one who just checking and saying sign those papers, then I'm the one with the papers. I'm the one with the lawyer. I'm the one retained the lawyer. There's no lawyers on that side. There's no papers. There's no retaining. There's no, I'm out the country. I'm over here. I'm this. I'm this. You're 20 minutes away in your apartment. Like, I know, like you're down the block. Like, what?
So you fabricating these stories, and it's very weird that you're talking all of this money talk, but in your background, it's everything that I bought. All of the utilities are in my name. So all of this fabrication about, oh, he don't pay no bills, oh, he don't do this, he don't do that. If you analyze her life, the whole thing is about all of this money talk. Why? Because she wants y'all to think that she's this big shot. I don't need to come up here and perpetrate no fraud like I'm a big shot, like I'm this and I'm that. For the simple fact that I speak with my actions. So
but
you fabricating
Papoose,
these stories.
Remy provided the pawn
weird
shop receipt, okay?
that you're talking all of
You're
this money
literally exposed, sir.
I'm glad he said that. I need my other phone open. Boom. I bought the house. I paid the taxes on all the houses. I bought all the houses in cash. After I got locked up and I seen how nobody had enough money to take care of my shit when I was gone, I said, moving forward, if I could afford to buy it, I'm gonna just buy it. I'm never getting a mortgage. I'm never doing a lease. I'm never doing that. I bought every house in cash. I pay every insurance on every house. I pay all the taxes on every house. Only thing he had to do was pay the utilities. And most of the time, those had turn off and termination notices because he wasn't paying them. The last one that he claimed he paid, he texted me. This is why I don't know why he's saying this. He texted me, yo, that came out of my account, $4,000. I said, okay, my bad. I said, well, you owe me $15,000. You borrowed the last month. You asked about $25,000. I gave it to you in cash. You gave me back 10. You owe me $15,000. Just take it out of that. It is what it is. Why get a fucking termination notice like the next month or 2 months later? He never even paid. He paid. It came out of his account. He refuted the charge. Yo, this is crazy. Look at this. Look, my phone died. Look, it's coming back on by itself. That's not crazy. Look at God. My phone died. I didn't even charge it. It's coming back on. God want me to tell you. I swear. Bro, I don't care about nothing about what you're talking about.
I wrote 90% of the music since I've been with her. And if you come around me and you type a keyword from any one of her verses, it pops up in my phone with the date that I wrote it. She just recently told me she don't got no money.
So here's the scheme. This is another example of this man latching on to someone at the right time and positioning himself as a helper when all he is a parasite. He is rebranding slowly through Claressa, getting more visibility than he's had in years. And she is going to take all of this at her own expense, because when women cover for men that are like Papoose, they are the only ones that lose. When you put up this black love facade, like he's doing stuff that he's really not doing, all you're doing is raising his profile for the rest of the thirsty bitches that are going to be laying in wait when he's done bleeding you dry. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, and we're going to move on to part 3. And if you like my commentary, please click like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like it, you can still comment, you can still subscribe, because you're bound to return and find something that will entertain you or be of intellectual benefit.